This is Google Hangout 3, and my name is Courtney Buckler, and I will be explaining the tool ThinkPort. Laura Thacker is doing eMaze. Courtney Laramane is doing Formule. Megan Harris is doing Cast Science Writer, and Abby Barber is doing Zaption.
Alright, so I did Formule, and I'm going to pull up the screen so you guys can look at it. It's kind of similar to like a Google Doc that we created and put on our websites. And you can create different forms and stuff. And I'm trying to show you. Like I started to create one, and you could use it in the classroom to get to know your students and stuff, and you would have them just fill it out. So I just made one that says, tell me one interesting thing about you and what is your favorite subject, and they can type in the boxes, and like you can change everything. There's also like multiple choice questions that you can ask, and there's like all these different things that you can create within it. You can add their name, because having a name on the database is really important, and it's just like really in depth and stuff. But it's a good website because it's an online builder that gives you everything you need to collect data, and I would use it in the classroom to get to know my students. And I would also use it in the classroom am I back? Okay, yeah. So it would be really good to use in the classroom to get to know your students, as well as you can have them, like if you create a lesson and it's like the first time that you teach the lesson, you can have them fill out like a rating chart about it. Like you can create a form that has the students rate how they thought that the lesson went and stuff. So it's pretty cool, and it's just really in depth, but I think it's cool.
So is it like Google Forms where you have like a survey and everything?
Yeah, you can literally create any type of form that you want, but it's really similar to Google Form.
Which one do you like better?
I honestly like Google Form better. I think Formule is kind of confusing in a way, but I think that if you spend time and sit down to like go through it, I think you begin to start to understand it and stuff. So.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay,
So how would you share this with students?
Can you say that again?
How would you share this with students? Like, would you share a link or?
Yeah, you can. There's a link that you can go to, and you just like get the URL code, and you can either like write it up on the board or send it to them, depending on like how you want to do it. But it's you just have to do it through a link.
Okay, that's easy then.
Yeah.
Can you share the forms with other teachers and find other forms that teachers have made?
That's a good question. I don't know if you can find or other forms and share other forms, but there's some templates that you can use to create different forms, like so you don't have to start from scratch.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure like the sharing of it and stuff.
Okay.
I saw that there was like a payment button on the home page. What was that for? Is it like you have to pay for the website, or is that just like one of the other tools it has?
Well, you can sign up for free, and you can create 10 free forms, but after the 10 forms you have to pay for it, okay, which kind of sucks, but you can start off by making 10 free forms, so that's good.
Is that all for you?
Yep.
Okay. So I had Zaption, and I'll show that to you guys. Zaption kind of reminds me of when Laura was talking about the video ant. It's kind of like that. But so this is Zaption, and it's all about video lessons. They call the video lessons tours, and there's a few things you can do with it. I made one for you guys to make it easier, but you can search any video on here, and like they come up as a tour, and you can make an account for free. But the downside of having a free side is you can only put one video in your tour. This will probably make more sense once you see it, but. Okay. So this was a video I found when I did the search for the videos. So it plays the video, and then I'll fast forward. Every time there's a line, it's like when an object comes up. Okay. So like it pauses the video, and my example is not very good, but you can draw on top of the video, and then you can also put comments in the side. So I circled the space. And then also, it's a math video, so he's asking them to write the expanded form of 4 into 32. So before he gives the answer, I paused the video, and I did an open-ended answer here, write the number in the video in expanded form. And then keep going, fast forward.
400, what's 30, what's 2? Well, if you did, you're correct.
And then you can also put text on top of the video, which is fun too. And you can save your tours, so you have like a little gallery of your tours. And you can also search for other people's tours in the gallery, and you can save and edit those tours. So I saw this one, and like it's a Frozen tour on characterization. So it's really cool because you can see any tours other people put up, which they're kind of like lesson plans in a way, but they're just through videos. And then you can save each of these videos, and you can like edit it and make it your own. So although if you have a free account and you can't add more than one video, there's kind of a loophole because you can take one of the tours that's already made, like this one about Frozen, and this has 2 videos in it. I can't add any more, but you can still have a lesson that has multiple videos. And then you can do whatever you want to this one. Like, here's like the open response, and you drag anything in. And then I can create like, who is your favorite Frozen character? And then the students can type them in. So it's a really cool tool. There's a lot of things you can do with it. Let me get out of this. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with that tool, and I think it's a really great way to share lessons with other teachers, and it's more interactive and fun because it's through videos. And I also like that it said somewhere, I think, that it records the students' work, so you can also know like what your students were doing and like their answers and all of that stuff too. So that's good.
I really like how you can draw on the video too, because that's like it's different from video because you can, like label pictures or whatever. So I really like that.
Yeah, I was thinking, like going off what you said, if you were doing like science, like the water cycle, if you had a video, you could like pause it and have them circle like each part of the cycle, like and like have someone come up and circle like evaporation and circle that, so they can do it themselves, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So do teachers and students have different accounts? And do the students send their responses to the teachers, or how do the teachers access the responses?
So when I made an account, I'm not exactly sure, because when you make an account, it asks like for you to describe yourself, like are you a teacher, are you a student, and then I put student because I didn't know what it would ask, but I said teacher. And then it asks if you were like elementary school, like K through 12, or ask higher education. So I'm in it as higher education, like what I am. So I know that's what the teacher said, but I don't know exactly how it does it. But I know you can make an account as like a student. So I'm guessing you have to log into your account, and then they can view the videos you post.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
What subject would you like to use like the videos for, like in your classroom?
I think social studies. I could use any subject, but I think social studies would be really good because you can do like videos on history and then do the open-ended responses. And I actually think that if I was to use this, I might actually invest in getting the yearly like account because, or like paying for the premium one, because I think this is a tool I would use like all the time. And then being able to add multiple videos, and I think would be a good thing, because the only thing I don't like is you can only have one video. So, but you can make full lessons out of these videos, and it's very interactive. So, I really like it.
Yeah, it seems like a really cool website.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Can you share the Zaptions that you make with your colleagues and stuff through like email? Like how do you share yours with other people if you can at all?
So you can publish your videos, and then you can also search for other videos. But there was, I can't remember exactly, but I know there's like one difference with like sharing. I think like you're not allowed to like send videos if you have a like normal free account. But if you have a premium account, I think that's the one where like you can send videos to other people. But as a basic membership, you can only search videos. I know there's like something like that. There's a difference between the premium and the basic. But you can at least search for other videos. I don't think you can send them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, so I had ThinkPort. It's not coming up. 1 second. Here it is. Can you see it? Okay, so what it is, it's a resource for teachers and pre-service teachers. So in this plan, and all kinds of stuff for your students, your class, whatever you like. It's got a whole bunch of different things. And then in the Think Career tab, this is where you will locate like where you need to go to the next step in your career. So like if you want to know what you have to do to be certified, you go here and it tells you all the steps of what you need to do and everything. The courses that you can take that go with the credits that you want. So like for graduate, you just go in here and it helps you locate like what you need to do for everything that you're interested in for your further career. Think Early Childhood is a tab where it's information about early childhood students. So it's got professional development, technology. It educates you as a teacher on how to help your students. It gives you activities for your students. The one that I liked for this one was like health and nutrition. It gives you tips on what to remind them of with activities. So you can go here, and then it relates with PBS because PBS is partnered with this website, and so a lot of these characters they see on TV. And then this tool over here is more for the family because it tells parents how to get their kids involved in the community to help them with their education. Gives you a calendar, classroom website, like it's literally everything. And then like at Education at Home, it gives you tips and stuff on how to keep your education going while you're at home. And then the other thing is if you have an account, it's free because it's sponsored by the state and PBS. You can make lessons, your own calendar, your own website, project builders, and everything. So it's really like our website, our Digo, like everything, our lesson builder, all in one website. So that's really awesome. I would definitely use this in my classroom because it's a great, I wouldn't actually use it in the classroom. I would use it for my classroom to make my lessons, to communicate with my parents, find suggestions for parents who want to educate their students outside of school, like snow days, vacations that are extended periods of time, and give them guidance on things. And then, like, we don't know everything as teachers, so it's also a great resource for you know, like the early childhood, trying to further your career to get like a master's or other certifications without like really going back to school. And the lesson plans, you can search a whole bunch, and when you have your account and you make your lessons, it saves it, but it's really confusing on how to find them, so I recommend making it and then saving it, exporting it to your computer or to your email or a different source, because it's confusing on how to find it through the website.
I really like that website. I think it's a really cool tool. Like, I would use it now too, which is really cool because, I mean, not only for like the planning your career, but also just like we're making lesson plans now, but we haven't been in many of the grades. So like I don't always have the best idea of like what exactly I should tie in to like a first grade class, and like the Common Core standards are long. So like when you're showing early childhood, like the health things they should be learning at that time, like it's a cool way to find out other like little bits of information to tie into lessons that we wouldn't know since we're not there yet.
Yeah, I really liked it because like a lot of things that we overlook in our classroom are things like nutrition and how to teach our children to take care of their bodies. So that's a really great way to find tips and activities to help them. And it's fun because, you know, PBS Kids is a show that they watch on TV, so it's like best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It seems a little like confusing and overwhelming, but at the same time, it seems like you can find almost anything on that. So, I mean,
It is very confusing, and it takes a lot of time to play with it. Like, I still don't know how to navigate the whole thing because it is so much, and there's so many different ways to get to different things. So it's really like if you need it, you just got to look for it because it's there. It's partnered with the state of Maryland and PBS, so the information and the tools and the activities are like endless.
yeah, and I guess you would just get used to it the more that you use it.
Yeah. And another thing, you don't have to create your own website through there. You can link it, like in your account, to be your school's website. So you don't have to make your own website. You can use one that's already used if you choose not to have a website for your classroom.
That's cool.
So do you think teachers could collaborate to create like the school website instead of just having singular like classroom websites?
Well, I know like a lot of school districts have their own website, so that allows you to find the school websites through there in the state of Maryland, so they could. And then if your team wanted to make a team, like the 4th grade of whatever school you're at, that's a great way to do it because everybody has access to that if they have the account. So it's just a great way. But it is kind of hard to share things on that website because it is confusing. So like the best way to do it is like save it to your computer and email it. So that kind of stinks, but the resources are endless.
So you would say that this website's more teacher-oriented than student-oriented, right?
Definitely. Like there are activities on there, but it's more so for the teacher to get ideas on how to use those ideas in the classroom. It's more of a guide for a teacher.
Yeah, because all the Google Hangout like tools that we've been talking about have been more student-oriented, so this one's kind of like different and new because it's more teacher-oriented, so that's pretty cool.
And the one thing that I really liked about it was all the resources are there. They're in there. You don't have to go to many different websites. You just got to play around in one, and it's sponsored by the state that we want to work in, so it's going to be useful.
Yeah. Is there anything else, Court?
Nope, you're good.
All right, so I had eMaze, and basically it's a presentation software, just like it's really similar to PowerPoint and Prezi, but it has its own unique features. So let me pull it up. So this is what it looks like on the home screen. So I just want to scroll down to show you guys an example of one presentation. So this is for a science class. Prepare to be amazed, guys. So science class, forest ecosystem. So then you scroll through it just like a PowerPoint. So it's really similar. Then I want to show you how you would make one. It's really easy. First I need to log in. Give me a second. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you log in. To create a new emaze, you just hit create new presentation, and then you need to choose a template. So there's a bunch of different ones that you can choose from, but I'll just pick this breaking news one. And then you have to pick a color. I don't know why it's so slow right now. It wasn't like this earlier. Come on. There it is. Okay, so to change like the text, you just have to highlight it like this. Hold on. So you can change the text really easily. And then to change like the pictures, you just have to click on it, and you can go up here to image and find it from your computer, or you can paste a URL. And then to add a new slide, you just have to go over here to the left where it has this plus sign. And then you can choose which slide that you want. So you can just hit like a blank one if you just wanted to put a picture in there. And then it moves it automatically to the next slide. So everything you need to put in your presentation is on the top menu right here. And of course, when you're done, you just hit save, and then you can share it. I just want to show you one last thing that's pretty cool. You can also upload a PowerPoint from your computer by clicking right here where it says PPT. And then it shows you all your PowerPoints that are saved onto your computer. So you would just hit one of those, and then you can see how I uploaded, I don't know what's up with my internet, but I uploaded the MTTS 1, 2, and 3 PowerPoint so you could share it that way. But I do not know how to get out of my screen share. How do I get out of my screen share?
Is there a bar at the top of your screen?
What screen?
It should say like
Hit the green TV on the left side.
and then
Yeah, that's what I'm hitting, but it's not letting me click it.
and then it'll say stop screen share at the top of your, like where your face would be if you were talking. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. But anyway, I would start using this presentation software probably as early as like 3rd grade, because I think it's really easy to navigate, so they could use that for projects. But as the teacher, I would use it in the classroom to put like my class notes on it or directions for the students, because I think it holds their attention a lot longer than just if you were to write something like on the chalkboard or whiteboard. But I really like it because I think it lets students be creative with their projects. Like they can choose their own templates and fonts and everything like that. So
I like how it combines Publisher, the Microsoft Office thing, with like Prezi into one, and it's all online. So you get like articles and all this stuff, and then it navigates through it like a PowerPoint or a Prezi all online. But do you think younger grades could use it, even though it is, because it seemed pretty self-explanatory in how to use it? Do you think they could?
yeah, I mean, I think so, because I showed you, like everything you need to import it is all in that like one top menu. So I think it's really easy, and especially if they have used PowerPoint before, I think anyone can understand how to use this. So
I saw how when you were clicking through things that you had to pay for it. Do you know how many presentations you can create for free?
I don't. If the internet was working better, I would try to pull it back up. But no, I'll have to look into that. But with all the ones that you guys shared, I would think I could only make like probably a few before I would have to pay for it.
So,
Sorry,
go ahead.
going off what Courtney said though, I was wondering, like in the beginning it said there's a promo the pro membership and the business membership. Do you know like what the different benefits are?
I have no idea. Do you want me to try to pull it back up?
It's okay. You don't. I can look at it later, but I just thought it was like most places have like one you pay for and one you don't. So I just thought it was interesting that it had like some levels.
That's an interesting point. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
So would you use this as a teacher to teach lessons as well as for students to create projects?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I would use it just as PowerPoints, like how some of our professors use PowerPoints for their lectures and stuff. I think I would definitely use it to introduce new content to students or introduce a new unit or whatever.
Okay. Is that it for your tool?
That's it.
Okay. So I did the Cast Science Writer, and it's a web-based tool that allows students to create science reports. Now the only thing is, it's more for middle and high school grades because elementary school students aren't really writing full science reports. But I think it's a great way for them to start getting comfortable with writing reports because it breaks down the process. So let me show you how it works. So you do have to create an account for it, but it's really fast and simple. You just enter your email. And once you create an account, you can start a new project. And then some of the features are right here. There's text-to-speech, which allows you to highlight over the text you've written, and it will read it out loud for you. There's animated helpers that help out along the way through the writing process. So Echo, he gives tips for when you're writing. Max gives examples, and Sam shows you how to go through the process. And there's also a journal, and that's where students can write notes or make comments. There's sentence starters, which are great for students who have trouble just getting started. And then it lets you go through the writing process. So you start with a draft, then you revise it, and then you edit it. So I'm going to show you how to start one. So you just come up with a project name, and actually I started one earlier. So I did plant growth and light type. So you can go through all of these different categories. So you go in, you write a research question, and you start with the draft, and then you'll revise it. And along each part of the writing process, it'll give you a checklist to make sure that you're hitting all those points. And then you can edit it. And then you can go into the actual report, the introduction, the methods, results, and conclusion. And what's really great about it, and what I like about it, is it takes this huge science report that you're doing and really breaks it up, which I think is good for students because sometimes it can be overwhelming when you're writing one huge lab report. And the text-to-speech tool is really cool because I think that's great for ELLs or students who just have trouble reading and writing and really comprehending what they're saying. And it also follows the UDL framework, so it really caters to all different types of learners. But yeah, so I would just use this in my classroom to help students. Sorry about that. To help students get started. I'm sorry, hold on one second.
You're good, Megan.
Okay, so it just helps students get started on writing lab reports that they will encounter in middle school and high school, and it really breaks down the process for them.
I really like that. I think it will hold their interest longer because I know when I was in elementary and middle and even high school, we just did all of our revisions and editing of papers all on paper. Like nothing was online like that. So I think they would like that a lot better and be more interested in revising their papers if it was online like that.
Right. Especially because there's little helpers and checklists, so they can really go through the process and make sure they're taking the right steps.
I know that it's called Cast science writer, but do you have to use it just for science? Like, is it like specific things that you locate that are science stuff, or can you use it for other things?
Well, it is mainly for writing science reports because it follows an introduction, the methods, results, and conclusions. But I guess you could create some other type of report, but I think it really is aimed for writing science reports.
Okay.
Something else I really like about it too is that like those little helpers and all that stuff and the step by step, I really like it because students can do it at home and they have that help where like I know some students like their parents aren't around to help them when they have questions, and I know I've seen even in my placement that these students suffer a lot if they don't have parents to help them out. So I like that even though it's not the same as having a person sitting next to you, they still have that extra help that could really help push them along.
Right, and even in the classroom, sometimes it's hard for the teacher to get to every single student when they're writing their reports, so it's good for them to have that there.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think that younger students, like 3rd through K, could use this tool? Like, I know, like, in science you get more elaborate reports as you get older, but do you think it's easy enough to navigate for younger students because, you know, they start science so early, and would that be a good way to have them?
Right. It might be a little difficult for younger students just because it is a writing tool, and some younger students are still learning how to write, and you know, just spelling in general can be difficult for them. So I think it definitely is geared for 3rd grade and above. I wouldn't really use it with younger students unless you were there writing it out with them.
Okay. I just didn't know how like helpful the tools were and how kid friendly they were if we could even try it at younger age.
I think you could definitely try, and if you're there with the students, you could probably make it work. But
Alrighty, does anybody else have anything to add?
Nope.
no.
All good.
Alrighty, this concludes Google Hangout number 3.